My dad's like, if you want to win again, I can teach you how to win again. We've got to put the phone off. We've got to get that mindset back. Get rid of everything that's happened in the last couple of months. Speak to someone properly. Get your mind right. It's nothing to do with your ability. You're the man.
Let's dive into the session with none other than Chad le Clos.
WhatsApp Chad 2084 000 947 to receive a link to watch or listen to this intimate discussion with Chad le Clos.
Wake up with a bang.
Hey, wake up!
Anele and the club
On 947.
We have got Rikus de Beer, Radio Raps, Jonathan, King Pie, whatever you want to call him at this point in his life, he'll answer.
Tech tips. I need your final guesses.
I'm thinking about all the white people I know. I'm a feel good tree, Joe.
I am sticking with my gut today. This is AB de Villiers.
Okay, I'm going to say it's Kabelo Mabalane.
I'm going to lock in Darren Maule.
Goeiemorgen, dit is Radio Rocks.
Lekker boys.
Yeah, I have a philosophy, the philosophy of rule number 1, which is don't be a dupe.
Comedian!
Radio Rocks.
Radio Raps! A.K.A. Rikus de Beer!
And that's it, King Pie.
Here's the thing, when King Pie was performing, well, we all want to know who the celebrity is, right?
Yeah.
But for me personally, I was like, steak and kidney? Ham and cheese? Pepper steak?
Yeah.
So, who's inside there? Who's inside there?
It's the pepper steak.
Pepper steak.
Yeah,
okay, welcome to the
classic.
family because we're all pepper steak
we are
lovers
big
on this
pepper
side.
steak. You have to love a pepper steak. Come
The
on.
latest celebrity to be unmasked singer, he was the King Pie. Easily the coolest mask. Like, when you looked at it just looked royal.
Yeah. And for, I mean, the whole season, Paul just kept saying how hungry King Pie makes him. Like, basically, that's it. All of us watching going, oh, it's hungry now.
No, it's amazing. I mean, it's part of culture almost. You know, King Pie from I never forget when I was young and when I was at school.
Yeah.
That just the post snack before training and sports starts. King Pie Powerade. Let's go. Like the crucial combo.
For us, King Pie was on campus at school on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So the rush to the tuck shop on it, we were tripping each other.
Yeah.
You were making friends with the tuck shop moms to be like, come on, please keep and it'd be nice and warm. And during winter, when to get like that warm gravy, it was just like a mom's hug. Yeah. But then, yes, you speak about sport. What does it sound like, Rikus, when your back is breaking? Like,
no,
is there a sound to it?
Not really. It's look, it was in the middle of a scrum, so it's a bit of you just feel like a twitch, almost like a snap type of twitch.
So it's not
thing.
painful.
Well, it is, but it's a very weird experience to explain because then you know something's wrong. I think that's the most important thing, and there's a lot of adrenaline going on. And then you have to obviously go for the scans and the x-rays and whatever. And then when you hear it's like there's a bit of a fracture here in the lower segment, and you're like, okay, you're hearing it, but what does this mean?
Will I be able to play rugby again?
Yeah, well, at that stage it was like, well, I was walking gonna feel like, because there was a long stage where I had like very minimal movement and like leg-wise, and it's a very weird phase. And then the moment when I had like pins and needles early in the morning, it was like, that's fine, I'll take it.
You'll take that because it means you're going to walk again.
Yeah,
and that's how then your dream of playing for the Springboks, that was killed off, and then you found another direction.
Well, that and common sense, seeing that I was in the era of Bismarck du Plessis, Adrian Strauss. Let's be fair, I don't think I'll probably would have played Springbok, but I think I would have played a bit of professional rugby probably. We had Chilibore Lepele, that stage, Dion Fourie. It was a couple of big guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm a bit optimistic, but the dream was still real. And at that stage, playing professional rugby was the dream. And when the doctor told you, like, listen, man, it's not
going to happen.
Yeah, maybe. And I went for like a third opinion until I heard the right thing that I wanted to hear, and then forced myself and made some stupid mistakes along the way. And then you got involved with the wrong things and sit on a couple of needles in order to get stronger than you should be, and that spiraled in a bit of a negative sense. But at the end of the day, I always wanted to be just, I was so rugby mad. I think the whole country is so rugby mad. That's why everybody is so peed off this morning and Sunday. You can feel it. Everybody's like grumpy and like they drive a bit more aggressive. we forget how big of an influence the Springbok has on the country and our morale. And still now, in sort of a weird loop, I was still able to meet the coaches, Brian Rassi's house, get friends with the team, the team plays and whatever, just on a different route.
So how did you meet them? So you came up with this character that was a radio station, or like you would do radio interviews. His name is Radio Raps.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you come up with it, and how does it go viral? Because Frankie always says, guys, Radio Raps went viral before viral was even a thing.
Viral, yeah. There was no Facebook, Instagram, Snap.
No.
People send it on WhatsApp, and there was like, and I think it's a trust thing, because if your mate sends you something, there's a trust. Check this, follow this, and check. And look, there was no reference for me. I was at a very dark place at that stage of my life. I mean, I still had these dreams of becoming a rugby player, and I was on the same WhatsApp groups as a lot of my mates that were already Springboks by that time. Willem Alberts, a lot of the guys were John Duisel, and I had this victim mentality, classic victim mentality that, it's everybody else's fault that I had to break my back, and it's so unfortunate, and just negative. And the only time I felt a bit of escapism towards my own dark feelings, thoughts, and emotions was when I could make people laugh. But I had no drama background, I had no training. I did a bit of Saturday at the varsity, what we always did. But I never thought, in what world, how do you get in? How do you have to become a soap actor? How do you do it? And I think it's kind of it set a blueprint for me going forward in my life, because I just did what I felt was right at that stage, and it was for my own mental well-being. And I thought, if I can create this laugh with this fictitious character on this fictitious station just with my mates, how do I take this further? I'm not quite sure. How do I do it? John Henry from Klopjag, a mate of mine, said to me, let me make it a bit tighter for you, and just, because I had no background. I mean, the phones at that stage were terrible.
Your Alcatel.
Your camera was the worst.
No, exactly.
The battery was amazing, but the rest was the worst. And he said, let me just do a website for you, and just, there's this new thing, Facebook, that's kind of a thing. Let's just see if we can...
MySpace.
Yeah.
Can we create something cool? Yeah.
Let's just tighten it up a bit so it's a bit more formalized. And the rest was history. I started doing stand-up a bit later.
But you sucked at stand-up. Do you remember your gig in Paarl?
My first one was the worst.
It's the one in Paarl, eh?
Potch.
Was it in Potch? Yes.
Potchefstroom was the worst. I had like 20 minutes and everything I had to say was done, was out. I was like, well, how am I going to do this? I just started downing on stage. And luckily it was Potch, so there was a lot of students. They were like, yeah, we enjoy it. We'll go with you. And I just faded out later, and I was like, I can't do this, man. And I remember John Henry was actually with me. He was like, but why are you trying to be funny?
You are funny.
You always just said, you just told your normal stories in your day-to-day, and we laughed. And I thought, okay, maybe I should just tell my story. And I did. And I mean, I think it was 6 years after that, we broke the record. We were the biggest single entertainer live show ever in the world, Afrikaans one. We did 7,500 people at
Empress Palace?
Prime Circle. Sunbed Arena, yeah. I did it twice in a year. I did Grand West as well. 5,500 people.
And that's the crazy thing. No Afrikaans comedian had ever done that before.
Yeah.
Like very few comedians had even done that before. That's crazy.
And then from that, he lands himself on the Masked Singer stage.
In a pie.
As King Pie.
Hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream.
Singing Miley Cyrus.
Can you believe it?
Welcome to the land of fame excess. Woo, am I gonna fit in?
And the detectives loved it. Skhumba was like, I'm shocked Sithelo knows every single word.
Yes, just a song.
This is all so crazy, and everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the taxi man turned on the radio, and the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up, they played my song. The butterflies fly away.
All right, before we take King Pie's mask off, detectives, I need your final guesses. Jay, my brother, it's been so nice to see your confidence return. Who is King Pie, my brother?
I am sticking with my gut today. This is AB de Villiers.
Detective Somizi.
Okay, I'm going to say it's Kabelo Mabalane.
Sithelo Shozi, who is the king?
Yo, I'm going to lock in Darren Maule.
Skhumba.
I'm going to stick with Mzwandile Stick.
The panel have made their final guesses. Were any of them right? King Pie, it's time to finally show us who you are. Superfan audience, are you ready? Okay, you know the words. Let's go.
So now, okay, because you are the person who creates characters out of absolutely nothing, right? And this is how we've known you. This is how, one of your videos had 10 million views on Facebook, right? You're a big deal. Has Masked Singer inspired you to write and come up with another character?
Not so much character, but just, I think, get back into it. I missed being on stage a lot, and I missed being there. I have this philosophy, and I think I said it on the show as well, where I do whatever excites me until it doesn't excite me anymore, then I repeat the process. And with stand-up, there was a bit of a pause for a long while because I was a bit top-heavy in terms of business. I had a focus, and I had a couple of projects that I needed to give my attention to, and I wanted to do it fair. You know, you have to, at that stage, I need my attention to be there. But now I have something to say again, and I missed it being when I was there on stage and with everything, and there's something that just created the spark again. It's like, yes, I think I have something to say again.
I'm so glad.
Yes.
And can I tell you, you actually speak for so many other people who did comedy, because I'll tell you what's happening with comedy now. Because comedians became so successful at being corporate MCs and businessmen and podcast hosters and all of that, the art of being on stage 100%. And cracking jokes is dying.
Yes.
And also because everybody assumed, well, we'll never make it as big as Trevor Noah, so let's just find other things to do because let's all chase the money. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I love the fact that you wanting to say, you want to get back on stage, bring us back to the Casper de Villiers of the world, bring us back to the John Flismiths of the world, bring us back to the Trevor Noahs, the Skhumbas, bring us back to the David Gowers of the world, fill out the clubs, fill out the Emperor's Palace and the Sunbed, let us come to just have a laugh.
Amen.
Please,
now I'm going to write
there we
go. But I want to, because I don't want to say something dying, but it's something that attention span is now, if you don't hook somebody in 3 seconds, you're gone. So the story, the art of the story, the journey, the whole thing is kind of, it doesn't get attention anymore, and it's there's a certain specific connection you build with the audience member when it's a live stand-up show. Even it's one thing to check it out on the Netflix special or whatever, but to be there and in the moment, because that's you, man. It's your ego being caught out. But to sit there and to for the audience member to experience that and to crack and you're there, it's special. It's special.
We're ready for it.
Rikus, we got to thank you for being part of the Masked Singer. Amazing as King Pie. So thank you very much.
Awesome, guys.
I think you live long in a lot of people's minds. Right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're off to 702. Let's get out of here.
Enjoy.
Say goodbye now. Back to making your morning.
Anele and the Club.
I love this show. On 947.